Week 6, day 5. Hardworking. I'll tell you a little story about hardworking that's not in the book, but my father-in-law, my wife's dad, is probably, of the men I've known in my 70 years of life, probably one of the best, if not the best man I ever knew. He volunteered to go to World War II when he had a son and a daughter. But December the 7th, they bombed Pearl Harbor, and he signed up the next day and went to Guadalcanal for 4 years. But my father-in-law worked for Kraft Foods, and he began as a janitor. And he would stay after work and learn how to make cheese. So he became a cheesemaker. And then he would stay after work and learn how to sell cheese. So he became a sales manager. And he became such a good salesman, that he became a sales manager. And then he became a vice president. And when he was on his last days in a hospital, he told me something that was tragic. He said, "You know, Dennis, I probably need to leave. I probably need to die. I don't want to live in the world today, because in order to be a vice president of Kraft Foods today, you've got to have a degree. You got to have an MBA. You have to have said you have gone to college." I didn't. I worked my way to be vice president. You know, isn't that sad that we live in a world today that hard work is not what people look for? They look for degrees and pieces of paper and doctrines and so forth. Hard work is what it all comes down to. You don't become successful through anything else unless you inherit money. Now, if you inherit money, you don't need to work hard. But if you don't, hard work is the key. I hope you've given yourself a plus for every day this week on hard work. Look at page 44, developingcharacter.org, page 44. We've been focused on hard work. For every plus or minus that you gave yourself this week, explain what happened. Now, every day you write a plus or a minus. I did develop hardworking. I'm getting to be a hardworking individual. I am developing this quality. If you gave yourself a minus, which essentially means this: Wednesday, you looked for the easy way out. What's the opposite of hardworking? You look for the easy way out. That's it. In all the years that I coached, I always told our players, you have two choices every day. Every day you're going to compete with me, or you're going to cooperate with me. It's the same thing as parenting. Every day you're going to either compete with your parents or you're going to cooperate with them. And if you compete with them, you're looking for the easy way out. And if you cooperate, you're willing to work hard. And just like commitment is a great deal different than compliance. If you go to practice every day and you spend 2 hours a day in practice, do you get better? No. As a matter of fact, if you go out there and compete with your coach and you compete with what's going on, you're actually going to get worse. And so is the team. Until you learn to cooperate with your parents, with your boss, I don't care how bad your boss is or how bad your coach is, until you learn to cooperate and you learn to put in the work, you're never going to be successful. As long as you're competing, and competing means you're looking for the easy way out. I'm not going to do 10 reps, I'm going to do 8. They'll never know. They may never know, but you will. And that's what hard working is. If you had a day this week that you look for the easy way out, and you gave yourself a minus, do two things. Write down why. Why did you look for the easy way out? And number two, what are you going to do differently? That's how you develop hard working. Tell yourself why I'm looking for the easy way out, and what am I going to do to prevent myself from looking for the easy way out? Second part, write down complete sentences, something you learned about hardworking this week. Did you learn that you should cooperate? Did you learn that the opposite of hardworking is looking for an easy way out? Did you learn from the hog story about always being dependent on somebody else, including the government, will make you lose your independence and your resourcefulness? Did you learn from the pump story? You got to prime the pump. You got to put something in if you want to get something out. What did you learn this week about developing the quality of hard work? Write that down. Write it in complete sentences. Now, looking back to the goals that you wrote, how'd you do? Did you get a plus and a minus? Did you do them? If you didn't do them, don't beat yourself up. As I've said it before, it's not time to start the week 36 when you don't do it, we'll start beating you up. This week, write down why you didn't do it and what are you going to do differently next week to get it done. We're going to get there. We're going to become purpose-driven. We're going to get to where we're a goal-oriented group of people that have a reason to go to school, have a reason to go to work, have a reason. We're not going to just simply be processionary caterpillars going around and around and around in circles. Write down what you learned this week from each of the stories and those things. Write down how you did on your goals and how we're going to do it. It's been a great week. I'm telling you, hardworking is one of those qualities that is a bitter pill to swallow when you first think about it. And then you realize hardworking becomes a habit, and when it becomes a habit, it becomes fun. You will enjoy being a hardworking individual as much as anything that we do as far as these qualities are concerned. It's been a great week. I'm really glad you're here. If you have questions or comments or anything, call me, 580-212-7752. Email me, coachingtochangelabs@gmail.com. The curriculum is at developingcharacter.org. See you next week.